we're reviewing through your homeowner's policy, and I'm actually looking at my own personal declarations page right here of the home insurance. There's some things that are not covered by many insurance policies. And if these things occur, it could be a serious event for you, which could be tragic from a financial standpoint. And that would be things like a flood or an earthquake or a sinkhole. And those are coverages that are typically not covered by a homeowner's policy. They're an exclusion on a homeowner's policy. And they are not covered unless there's special action taken by you and by the agent to arrange that on your policy. Now, I'm speaking in general statements, of course. That's what I have to do on this type of video. And there may be specific things related to you and your particular circumstance that we should visit further about. But in general, these statements are quite accurate, that earthquake and flood and sinkhole are not covered by your policy unless they're specifically covered, unless they're specifically shown in your declarations page. So if you're looking through that and you go, I've got a concern, I don't see those coverages, then it would be worthwhile to talk about this. Let's talk about those risks. Flood would be, in general, groundwater that has occurred that's coming across your property from perhaps a major storm that's happened above you or to the north of you, or whatever direction it would be, but it's suddenly coming your way. Or it could be a bursted dam. It could be something like that. It was not from a storm, but something else happened. Is that covered? No, it's not covered unless you've got specific flood coverage on your policy, and that has to be done. Flood insurance is provided by FEMA. It's a federal part of the federal government, and this has to be arranged in advance of something happening. But if you are concerned about flood insurance, let us know. We'll be glad to look into that and make sure what can be done in your area. Let's talk about earthquake. Earthquake is probably something that you're considering, unless you live in California, that there's no need to have that type of coverage. Well, that's actually not the case. There are faults in Kentucky, and there's faults in West Virginia that can happen, that can cause serious damage to your home. And so we can talk with you about earthquake insurance if you'd like. It's a very good thing to have. I visit about earthquake insurance on every conversation I have about homeowners insurance. And in our area, I live in central Kentucky. In our area, there are quakes that happen. And in western Kentucky, many years ago, there was something called the New Madrid fault, pronounced Madrid, not Madrid. New Madrid fault that occurred that shook up things terribly. And it was a major earthquake, larger than the San Francisco earthquake, which we've heard of in history as being just a terrible thing, terrible event. Well, thankfully in Kentucky, there were less people in the area, and it happened in the kind of a rural zone. It rerouted the Mississippi River. It did all sorts of things. There's something called Reelfoot Lake out there. All that's because of that earthquake. It's a real thing that really did happen. Well, that fault is still there. And can it still happen? Yes, it can still happen. And if I don't mention that to you, shame on me. And I recommend that you visit with us about it. We'll be glad to talk to you about that and to show you pricing. Is that something you want to consider? After I've talked with people about earthquake insurance, about half of them take the earthquake insurance and half of them say no, don't want it. And that's okay. Whatever person chooses, that's okay, as long as I've shared that with them and they can make their choice. And I'll say that since 50% take it, 50% don't take it, I'll say that half my customers are pretty smart. I just can't tell you which half. Okay. Yeah, that's insurance humor there. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about is sinkhole. If you live in an area that's got a lot of limestone, and here in central Kentucky, there's a lot of limestone, there can be sudden sinkholes that you've not seen before, to where the water has leached away the foundation over a period of time. And that can be a serious problem when suddenly your house is being encroached upon by this big old hole in your backyard that appeared out of nowhere. And is there coverage for that? In general, no, there's no coverage for that unless you prearranged sinkhole coverage. And sinkhole is available in central Kentucky and in other places as well. And we can talk with you about that. And that really depends on your specific concerns. Another thing that we should mention, perhaps in passing, there's something called mine subsidence that is in some counties, in West Virginia and in Kentucky. There's a real need. You're required to have mine subsidence coverage. That's when there's been underground mining, many times, many feet below the surface that you're not even aware of. But certain counties are required to have that coverage. And in certain counties, there's no need and you cannot get that coverage. But all those things you need to look at, you need to be aware of, and let us know. We'll be glad to help you review your policy. Bray & Oakley Insurance has several insurance companies to choose from, and we work hard to do things right for you. So give us a call.